What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back to my unit review series. In the last episode I reviewed Summer Robin, and in this episode I'm going to be reviewing Summer Tiki. I will tell you guys how good she is and what are some of her best skill inheritance options. We will also take a look at some of her best teammates who can support her and some counters that you should watch out for. So Tiki from the Summer banner is an axe unit, and looking at her stats, her HP stat is the second lowest for a green unit and it's pretty bad actually, and her attack is awesome though. And she has got the second highest attack for a green unit after Sharshi, and this allows her to hit really hard, and if she uses her weapon's effect then it becomes 52 attack, and with Fury it becomes 55, so she can 1-hit KO some units with that high attack. Her speed is average and this is her biggest flaw, as she will get doubled by most units in the metagame, as the metagame is very offensively oriented and units run Fury and Life and Death all the time, so that's why having a plus B Tiki will help you out a lot. Her defense is really high, and with her skill Close Defense, she basically gets 38 defense, which is actually 1 point higher than an armored unit like Hector, and if she uses the effect from her weapon then she gets 40 defense, so she is ridiculously bulky on the physical side. Her resistance is average, however with Close Defense and Melon Crusher it becomes 32, which is above average and very respectable and allows her to take a lot of magical hits. Her default weapon is Melon Crusher, and it works similarly to how it works on other summer units, where it gives her +2 attack, speed, defense and resistance if she is at full health, and she will only lose 2 HP after she uses the effect of her weapon at full health. Her slot A skill is Close Defense and gives her +6 defense and +6 resistance if she's attacked at melee range, and this skill further adds to her bulk and makes her a really great enemy face unit. Now I know some people might ask me who are the other units who can benefit from this skill if they inherit it, so these are the units in my opinion that make great use of the Close Defense skill after skill inheritance mechanic. Faye is known as one of the few units in the game who can take on even a +10 merged plus attack Deathblow Reinhardt with Quicken Pulse and Moonbow with Horse Emblem buffs, and Faye really needs the physical bulk, so Close Defense helps her take on the melee units much better. And then we also have Azura. Azura usually runs Fury for her slot A, and Close Defense can be run to increase her survivability. She already has good resistance stat, and with Close Defense she can definitely take on physical hits much easily in the enemy phase. An enemy phase oriented quick riposte or vantage Ryoma is also a very good unit to inherit this skill too, and a unit like Ryoma can also run Celica's distant defense, so it's up to you, and he appreciates any kind of bulk he can get if he's gonna be an enemy phase unit. And at last we have got Lightning Breath plus Tiki, and she can also run this skill because she is usually seen running Fury or Attack +3 as her slot A skill, so she can afford to run this, unlike Noe or Ninian who are forced to run Triangle Adept to reduce the damage from Falchion. I wouldn't recommend you to inherit this skill to Xander, Camus or Ike, as they already have good physical defense and they really need the resistance a lot more than more defense, so that's why distant defense from Celica is a much better choice for those 3 units. Back to Summer Tiki. Her slot C skill is Axe Valor, and as I've said before, this skill is ridiculous and makes it so easy to build up axe units, and especially with the new method that has been discovered for grinding SP, so she can earn as much as 400 SP in less than 10 minutes with the double SP weekend. And even if you get a minus attack or a minus speed Tiki, it is still worth leveling her up only for this skill so that you can use her to build up your other axe units. It's that good of a skill. Her special is Soul, and it does provide recovery to a tanky unit like Tiki, but in my opinion she can utilize some offensive skills like Bonfire and Draconic Aura to hit even harder and 1-hit KO a lot of units due to her raw power. Overall, she is a pretty good and a high tier unit. She is held back by her speed, and that's why even a free to play unit like Legion is a much better choice than her due to having the same base attack as Tiki but having more base speed, so that can be really beneficial for Legion. However, Legion does not provide Axe Valor skill like Tiki, so there Tiki does have a little bit of advantage over him. Tiki is also very versatile compared to Legion, so that's also another advantage that she has over him. Also, Tiki is gonna be the only axe unit that we get for a while because the upcoming banners obviously do not have an axe unit since they there is no playable axe units in Shadows of Valentia, and the next Grand Hero battle is Berkut, who is gonna be a lance unit, and then we could potentially see Clive as another Grand Hero battle unit, and he's also gonna be a Blue Cavalier unit. So if you missed getting Legion, then I guess you can roll for her, but if you have got Legion, then he would suffice for your roster's offensive axe unit. But still, as I've said before, because of Summer Tiki's versatility, she does have her pros over Legion. And now let's take a look at some of her best skill inheritance options. This is her first set, and it's a nice player face offensive set. For her slot A, her premium and the best option for this set is Swift Sparrow, but it's not a very cheap option as you will have to sacrifice a 5-star unit. So that's why we have got some other options here as well, which do a very close job to that of Swift Sparrows. And the second best option is Darting Blow. Tiki already has plenty of attack, what she needs is speed, so that's why Darting Blow provides her with that. And Darting Blow and Speed +1 Secret Seal and the effect from her Melon Crusher can make her reach 39 speed, which is really good for this powerful and tanky unit. And it's a really cheap option as well, since Florina is a very common unit you get if you summon from the blue stones. The third best option is Death Blow, and Death Blow is much better than Darting Blow only if you have got a minus speed Tiki. Even a minus attack Tiki has got better results with Darting Blow. So all in all, Darting Blow is superior for any Tiki that's not minus speed. Her last best option is Fury, and this provides her bulk and power as well as speed, so it's up to availability of your units and your preference. For her slot B, Renewal is the best option for her as it heals 10 HP at the start of every second turn. So even if you run Fury and Melon Crusher with this skill, you will be able to put her back to full health with Renewal. And if you're not running Fury, then it's even better because she will be able to recover the damage she receives from Melon Crusher as well as any kind of damage she takes in the combats. However, you absolutely need Renewal 3 from a 4-star Fae, so if you do not have a 4-star Fae, then you can run Lancebreaker from a Narcian or Lancebreaker 2 from a 4-star Earther. With this, she's able to one-round KO every single Lance unit in the game except for Fury Gwendolyn. And from my experience of playing this game since day 1, I haven't seen a single Gwendolyn in Arena, so it's safe to say that this is a really good option for her. And Wings of Mercy is also another good option. If you have a teammate who will heal up Tiki with Ardent Sacrifice or Reciprocal Aid, then it's really great. And Tiki can teleport and attack using that weakened ally. And this is also a good skill to have if you're trying to get more arena defense wins, as many times this skill will catch your opponent off guard, and you definitely do not want a powerful unit like Tiki to teleport and kill one of your units. And for slot C, she has got two main options. Threaten Attack is good because she's already so bulky, and this will reduce the damage even further, so it will be easier for you to put her back to full health, where she'll be able to use her Melon Crusher weapon once again. And Threaten Speed is a more offensive option that will win you more matchups than Threaten Defense because, like I said, Tiki really needs more speed. And for her special, Bonfire gives her 16 points of additional damage, and with Melon Crusher it becomes 17 points of additional damage. But if you have got a plus attack Tiki, and if you're using Fury, Death Blow or Swift Sparrow, then you can run Draconic Aura, it's up to you. And also in case you have got a minus defense Tiki, then you can always run Draconic Aura as well. Reposition is one of the best skills right now, and it just adds to the utility of Tiki, so you can definitely run that. And for her Sacred Seal, you want to run Speed +1, and the best boon for her with this set is Speed, and the best bane is Resistance. Even though the SP cost does not really matter for a unit like her who has got a Valor skill, but still the max cost of this build if you go with Swift Sparrow and Renewal or Wings of Mercy is 2,445, and the minimum cost of this build if you do not go with Swift Sparrow and if you run a budget option like Lancebreaker 2 is 1,950. Also, here is their matchup chart with this set and then with Fury as well for realistic arena simulation. Now let's move on to her next set. Tiki is also capable of running Heavy Blade due to her high attack, and the fact that she can increase it by 2 points with Melon Crusher is also really incredible. All the slot B options are same for this set, and you definitely want to run Threaten Attack with this set so that you can lower enemies' attack and activate Heavy Blade on Tiki. And Bonfire is a really good option with this set, and if you've got a plus attack Tiki, then you can definitely run Draconic Aura instead. And if you're using Quick and Pulse, then you can even run Ignis from a 4-star Bowie or Henry. Some people might want to run Gale Force, but Gale Force is a really gimmicky option in my opinion. Plus, a unit like Tiki will have to retreat so that she can heal up and use her Melon Crusher once again. The best boon with this set is of course attack, and the best bane is resistance, and even though any Tiki that's not minus attack IV can run this set, I'd still recommend you to run this set only on a plus attack Tiki, as it will greatly improve the results. And you can run attack plus 1 sacred seal if you're running bonfire, and you can run quicken pulse if you're using Ignis on her. The choice is yours. The max cost of this build if you go with renewal or wings of mercy is 2460, and if you do not go with them and use Lancebreaker 2 instead, then the cost of this build is 2055 SP. This is the matchup chart with this set, and this is a pretty good niche set in my opinion. Now let's move on to her enemy phase skill set. This set will utilize her close defense skill. For slot B, you want to run Quick Riposte, and you can even run Quick Riposte 2 from a 4-star Sobaki or Klein if you cannot get the version 3, as the difference is pretty marginal, so you can go with Quick Riposte 2 if you do not have a 5-star unit to sacrifice. And Threaten Defense with this set will win her more matchups, and Bonfire with Quicken Pulse is the most optimal setup with this set. However, if you do not have Quicken Pulse, then you can even run Moonbow and attack plus 1 Sacred Seal. Moonbow will help her get even more 1-round KOs due to the lower cooldown, so if you do not have Quicken Pulse, you can definitely run Moonbow. And if you go with Quick Riposte 3, then the cost of this build is 2250, and if you go with Quick Riposte 2, then the cost of this build will be under 2000 SP for you. The best boon for this set is attack. However, even a plus defense boon is the second best for her with this set, so plus attack and plus defense are both really good options, and the best bane is resistance. Here is the matchup chart of this set in the enemy phase with Quicken Pulse Bonfire. Now let's move on to her fully offensive skill set. This is a Brave Axe set, and with her high attack she can hit really hard and get a lot of 1-round KOs. Death Blow is the best option for her with this set, and then Sturdy Blow from a 4-star Athena is the second best option, and it also works great if you're running Bonfire as her special. Fury is the last best option with this set, giving her plus 3 attack. And Life and Death should not be run on a unit like Tiki, who has got this high bulk, and it doesn't really make too big of a difference even if she runs Life and Death 3, as she will not be able to quad attack that many units because of her speed, so that's why Death Blow is preferred right here. For her slot B, she needs to have a retreat option, so that's why Drag Back is a fantastic cheap option, and if you want to surprise your opponents on your defense team, then Wings of Mercy is also an option. Threaten Defense allows her to 1-round KO even more units, and Moonbow plus Quicken Pulse is the optimal way to go with this set. And it works similarly to how it works on Reinhardt, as she will trigger Moonbow on her second hit, and if you do not have Quick Conceal, then once again you can run Bonfire or Luna. The max cost of this build if you go with Sturdy Blow and Wings of Mercy is 3195, and the minimum cost of this build if you go with Death Blow and Drag Back is 2700 SP. There's also a very specific build only for minus HP Summer Tiki, where she can run Fury and Vantage, and with single combat, she will fall into the Vantage range thanks to the damage from Melon Crusher and Fury. So she takes 8 damage, and then she will be at 24 HP, where she will be at the Vantage range, and this will not work for any other Tiki than minus HP Tiki, and this will also only work if you have got an unmerged Tiki. So it's an oddly specific build, but still it's an option nonetheless. Now we're done with her best skill inheritance options, so let's take a look at some of her teammates. You definitely want to run some strong blue units to take out the red units for Tiki, and passive healers will help her stay in the Melon Crusher range, and allies with Hone Speed will also help, as like I've said before, Tiki really needs the speed. Tiki is so bulky that there are not many units who can 1-round KO her, although these units will give her a hard time, so watch out for these bulky red units and Hector, and that's gonna conclude my unit review pretty much. So if you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like, as it helps me a lot, and share this video with your fellow melon enthusiasts. So with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.